I think they're good.
So next time I'll do noodles and we'll do shrimp.
That's good. You know why? We don't have to go to a restaurant anymore.
Why?
Chase, tell us what happened last time I went to a restaurant.
An old freaking lady smacked me on the top of my head.
Wasn't expecting it to go that way. But it's true. An elderly lady hit Chase on his head. She said he was misbehaving. He made her spill her coffee, even though there was no mess, so it might have been like a drop. I actually called the police because the lady was being obnoxious, and I said, you're not allowed to hit other people's children.
My back is so sweaty. Let him finish his story.
And then a waiter got involved, and then he was like, bro, just leave her alone. She's just trying to have a good time.
She hit my son on the head, dude.
You ain't gotta be like this, man. They're doing their time.
And I'm like, what? She just put her hands on my kid. While the 911 phone call was on, you can hear me ask him.
You sticking up for them because of their age, my man?
Yes, definitely.
So you're telling me that when you get to a certain age, you're allowed to hit somebody? Shut your mouth. You're stupid.
He said, yes, this lady was allowed to hit my kid.
I'll beat that old lady up.
Okay, go to jail. You can't do that. So the cop ended up coming up, ended up yelling, shouting at this guy.
Out of here, go.
Stop! Everybody stop!
He told me I needed to grow up because Chase is just a kid.
He got tapped on the head. He's a kid. Grow up, bro. Grow up. He got tapped on the head. He's a kid, bro.
And kids don't have rights. Kids are allowed to be hit by older people.
Facts, like I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Like,
And if I keep getting hit on the top of my head, I'm gonna lose brain cells and I'm not gonna grow up.
I don't think that's how it works.
So I call the police. The police comes out. Tell him the situation. My son is sitting with his cousins. What?
Where are his hand?
Turned around and smacks my son's head with her hand.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You want EMS here or anything like that? Are you hurt? Is there achy or anything hurt?
She's like, I don't care. I'm not gonna get in trouble. She's super rude.
You're probably not going to get arrested, but what you are
You know, I'm really not worried about it.
You don't have to be worried about it, but what you are going to learn is you're going to learn to respect
What is this dude doing?
And when I said that, you could see her face. She's like, what are you talking about? And she's super obnoxious the way she was acting. And she pretended as if she did nothing wrong. The cop did tell her, you could be arrested for this right now, but I chose not to press charges.
I don't need her to get a ticket, to go to jail, anything. I just want her to know you respect people. I just want her to think next time.
Right,
Before she puts her hands on anybody, especially a kid.
I get that. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't.
But the reason why I did that, my wife in the restaurant, she looks at me, she goes, that lady just hit Chase. I looked at Chase's face, and Chase's face was, it felt familiar, because when I was a kid, I actually was hit by this guy. I was like 8, 9 years old, sleeping in my home. My mom went to church, she went to choir. This guy was a husband of one of the ladies at church that my mom was friends with, so she sent him to come pick me up. I guess he was banging on the window, and I didn't wake up to let him in the house. I was a very heavy sleeper, always have been, still am. You can't wake me up for nothing once I fall asleep. He climbs in through the window, and he's 6 feet tall, 300 pounds. He looks like Wreck-It Ralph. His hands are like massive. No hold bag, he smacks me on my thigh, and I jump up. And I'm like scared, just like, oh my God, what happened? I thought he was gonna start like attacking me. I had no idea what I did wrong. And he started yelling at me, you didn't open the door, blah, blah, calling me names, whatever. So I told my mom, and nothing was done. Like I think she mentioned it, but like nothing got done about it. Maybe because the church we were in was very weird, controlling, almost cult-like weird church that I grew up in. Maybe that's a story for another day. He got away with it. And so as a kid, I'm just like, adults get to hit kids and they just get away with it and there's no justice. And I saw Chase's face felt like that. It was another time too where I remember being on the boat, my uncle was drunk. I was being a smart aleck because I've always been kind of mouthy. But he goes something like, shut up, I'll beat your... I'll throw you off the boat, I'll smack you across your face, whatever he said, like some real like crazy stuff. And I'd never been talked to like that because my parents were good parents. They didn't speak to me like that. I remember looking at my dad like, Pops, you gonna do something? Like, he can't talk to me like that, right? But then my dad didn't do anything. He's like, just chill out, just chill out. And I'm like, what? Like, he can't get away with that. So once I grew up, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, my uncle was drunk. And my dad wasn't scared to stick up for me or scared to stick up for himself as my father. He was trying to de-escalate the situation so that it didn't get worse and no one got hurt and there wasn't violence. But as a kid, I didn't know that because he didn't explain that to me. That's why I personally try to explain everything to my kids, all my actions, all of my reasons, everything like that. Just want to encourage you, if you're a parent, make sure you talk to your children, you tell them what's right, you tell them what's wrong. If you do something that affects them, you don't have to say things, well, because I'm your parent. Like, I hate that statement. I don't think a parent should ever say, because I'm your parent. There has to be a better reason you can give your child for an explanation, something like that. There's no way that I'm gonna let this lady hit Chase and not do something about it and not show him and not show her and everyone in this restaurant, that's not right, you can't do it. And when something's not right, you stand up. And when you stand up for yourself, if they're still ignorant and they still don't apologize or whatever, admit they're wrong and be able to move on, because as humans we make mistakes. Mistakes are okay. It's how we grow and learn from them. Then you can go to the next step. It's like, all right, why don't you just, talk to the law then? Because, you broke the law. If you don't believe me, you could just go ask the cop. So that's why I chose to do that, because this lady is absolutely insane. The waiter was insane. I was literally like attacked and embarrassed in front of a whole restaurant of people because I'm sticking up for myself. Overall, in general, just want to speak to everybody. Respect your bodies and make others respect your body. Everyone has the right to feel safe. Everyone has the right to have their body respected, regardless of an age.
He got tapped on the head. He's a kid.
Everyone has that right to not be hit on their body inappropriately, not be touched by anybody inappropriately, not to be disrespected, especially by a stranger. And don't let anyone tell you that because of who they are, they're allowed to hurt you, because that's not a thing. And that's what this lady said, and that's what the waiter said. And of course I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm upset because these are the same people that vote in our elections. You should have your voting rights stripped if you process thoughts like that. Oh my gosh, I'm so passionate about it. It's so frustrating.
You're really still talking about this?
Yeah, just because I wanted to explain it, what happens. I was gonna make a bigger video, and I was like, you know what?